Hi, I'm Renée Walker, a mindset mentor, speaker, and lover of all things spiritual. I believe that at our core, we are all spiritually wired for love, peace, success, and abundance. Here on the podcast, we're diving into mindset, wellness, and business, but always through a spiritual lens. Let's just say we're going deep, but we're keeping it light. So let's elevate your life from the inside out, one conversation at a time. Welcome to Spiritually Wired. Welcome back to the Spiritually Wired podcast. I have a mini solo episode for you today, which was inspired by a conversation that keeps coming up in my coaching spaces. So many people are waiting to become this ideal version of themselves, a version that is confident, that is healed, that has clarity, that is strong, that takes action. And what happens is that this ideal version that we've created in our minds keeps us stuck in the moment. It keeps us stuck exactly where we are. And part of this is that this version that we've created is actually one that is completely unrealistic. And we often will miss the plot here. We've lost the plot on what living as a human is all about. So we get this one thing wrong here. We think that when I am confident, confidence means the absence of fear. When in actual fact, being confident isn't that there is no fear. Being confident is that you are willing to show up with the fear, despite the fear. It is an idea that strength means an absence of struggle, of resistance, of doing the hard things, when actually strength means that you are choosing to show up within the struggles and the challenges. Same with forgiveness. We have this idea that forgiveness means the absence of hurt, the absence of sadness, the absence of pain, of anger, when in reality, what forgiveness is really about releasing the hold, the emotional charge that the pain, that the hurt, that the anger has on you. Clarity is another big one that I hear all the time. And it's not about the absence of uncertainty, but it's more about not being sure, seeking clarity, yet being willing to take action in the uncertainty of it all. So that is one of the misunderstandings that we have. And so because you think of a person and you still have sadness or pain or anger associated with them, we think, oh, I'm doing it wrong. I thought I had forgiven, and clearly I've not because I'm still feeling this way. Or I'm getting ready to go on stage and I'm still feeling so afraid and anxious. And so it means that I'm not a confident person. And so this is the piece here that I really want to share with you, is that whether it is around confidence or clarity or forgiveness or healing, right? Healing is such a big one. It is not about the absence of whatever the opposing emotion is. It is about creating space to actually hold both. So we are not one without the other. We are actually holding space for both of them, that both truths can exist as one. I can be actually experiencing fear and doubt about myself going on stage and still be the person who shows up confidently. It's not because I have a moment of fear or I'm feeling anxious in the moment that it means that I'm not a confident person. And so much of it is, how are we showing up? Because it is about taking action, and it's about taking action and showing up from a imperfect place, and showing up in the imperfection is how we move, how we change the hold that the emotional charge has. So if, let's say, we come back to the idea of confidence or the topic of confidence, it's not about not having the doubt or the fear, but it's how are you showing up with the doubt and the fear, and in being willing to show up regardless, to show up with it, which is incredibly uncomfortable. We're actually loosening the charge, the power that this fear, that this doubt has. When every time we show up despite or with the opposite emotions, the one that are not feeling good, we're actually creating space. We're loosening the power that those more, let's say, heavier emotions have on us, and we're creating space for us to hold more of the opposite of all of it. And so I think that it is so incredibly important to recognize that your power is not in controlling and not in not having those emotions, the fears and the doubts and the hurt and the pain. It is about showing up, and it's about the meaning that you attach to them, the story that you give to them, the power that you give to them, so you can feel the doubt and you can still trust yourself. You can feel the fear and you can still take action. You can feel the hurt and you can still choose to keep your heart open. So the work is not in eliminating it. The work is in expanding always your capacity to hold them without giving them the power. I hope that this lands with you in some way. And this is your reminder always, always, that you are spiritually wired for healing, for peace, for being in your power, for being in your truth. I am sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Thank you for listening to Spiritually Wired. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow and leave a review. It really makes a big difference for the podcast. And if you're ready to dive deeper and join a soul-led community, come be a part of the Spiritually Wired membership. With weekly live lessons and a rich library of recorded classes, it's designed to support you every step of the way on your spiritual journey. We currently have a special offer where you can receive your first month for half the price. You can find a link in the show notes or come check it out at reneewalkerwellness.com. Until next time, remember to take some deep breaths. Remember that you are spiritually wired.